All the content in this box is basically going to be the controller. We have our charging station. We have a long 3-meter charging cable or wired connection cable. We have a 2.4 gigahertz wireless USB dongle. We have our 2 D-pads right here that we can swap in for this one. And then we also have a little thank you card, a manual, a 1-month free trial of Xbox Game Pass, as well as a big Gamesir sticker. So the controller has magnetic removable faceplates. It has a 3-plate front, basically where you can remove this plate, this front handle, and this other front handle. Now in terms of connectivity, you can use this controller in 3 different ways. You can use it wired with USB-C, and you can do this on Xbox and PC, or you can do it wireless with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, but this can only be used on PC. And if you wanted to use it with an Android device, all you would have to do is turn around this, set it to the Bluetooth option in the middle, and then you're going to be all set to use this with Bluetooth on Android. And when using wired, you just flip it to the middle, and when using the 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle right here, you just switch it over to the right. Wired and 2.4 gigahertz both have a 1000 hertz polling rate, meaning it reports your inputs to the console or PC 1000 times per second, which is definitely faster than a standard controller and reduces input lag by a ton. So you can see my USB dongle is right over there, and it is trying to connect to my controller. All you got to do, hold down that Xbox button, give it a second to let it connect, and now that it's done flashing, you can see that this is not flashing as well. So these are now paired and connected wirelessly. And the dock is a really nice touch. All you do is you just drop the controller on it and it charges automatically, and it even has a slot to store the wireless dongle so you don't lose it. But as for the overall pros, there's a lot, right? There's an excellent build quality, right? It feels very nice and responsive in my hand. There's the responsive controls with these precision TMR6, these micro switch buttons, and the bumpers feel great. It's got the high performance of that 1000 hertz polling rate on PC with low input delay when wired and wireless. The triggers are great, especially when using the trigger stop. They feel that mouse click style, and they're also praised for the responsiveness. And trust me, I can say I can easily back that claim. Now in terms of customization, you can download the Gamesir Nexus app on PC and Xbox, and yes, it is on Xbox too. You can swap out these D-pads easily, and that's not to mention you can open up these faceplates for easy cleaning. The weight is just about perfect. It's not too light where it feels cheap and hollow, but it's also not too heavy to the point where it feels like it's dragging you down when you're holding your controller. It's about 272 grams, and it is completely well balanced for extended play. Another pro is that this controller works great for not just shooter games, but also multiple genres. It works good for shooters, racing games, fighter games, so many much more, right? I cannot begin to tell you how important it is and how useful it is to have Hall effect triggers in a racing game such as Forza Horizon 5. This 1000 Hz polling rate is supported on PC via both wired and that wireless USB dongle, which makes input registration extremely fast, reducing lag and optimizing your performance for the most competitive gameplay. The micro switch trigger stops on the back, which would be more recommended for shooters usually, and that Hall effect analog triggers would be better geared for smooth, consistent control, for example, like playing a racing game. And another pro I want to highlight is honestly the value. This controller is $79.99, which compared to most pro controllers is a great deal, and especially when it comes down to the fact that I prefer this controller more than those other more expensive controllers that are double or even triple the price. Now you're really starting to talk my language in terms of value to price to overall performance ratios. Now as for some cons, this controller is only usable on Xbox when wired. So if you wanted to use it wireless, you're going to be stuck to PC. And another con, I guess if you wanted full customization, is that the back pad is not customizable. So, say if you threw on a hot pink front faceplate, but you wanted the back to match it, you wouldn't be able to do that, at least without opening up the back side and getting into the warranty stickers. And at that point, you're doing a little bit more than I would probably recommend. So in case you've been wondering, no, there is no driver software for this controller. It really can be plug and play if you want it to be. But I would just get the Nexus software, which is optional by the way, technically. But if you're getting a pro controller, why wouldn't you take advantage of the advanced controls in the software? And speaking of software, why don't we show you the Gamesir Nexus app on PC? Now in terms of downloading the software, at least on PC, I would highly recommend downloading it on the Microsoft Store. As you can see here, you just type in Gamesir, you'll see Gamesir Nexus, and then you'll go ahead and download it here. I already have it open, so we're going to pull it open right here, and now you can see we're already into the software. And when you're back on the home page, this is everything you can see. Now, one thing to make sure that you do almost immediately when downloading the software is the first thing, go to the report right here and change it from 500 or 250 to whatever it is to 1000. This will change the native trigger vibration, and it'll actually disable it just so it can make sure that we get the fastest input delay. You can see here from afar, you can see my vibrations, triggers, sticks, any kind of settings if I wanted to turn my controller off. For $79, this is the sweet spot between budget and pro grade controllers. The link is down below if you do want to check it out, and if you really want to take up your game in shooters, take yourself up to the next level with these control freaks. I'll have both of the links in the description down below, and as always, thanks for watching.